Well, you know what? CM Punk, he did actually say that he was just a spoke in the wheel, so we're going to move on to the next one. Onward and upward. The opening segment of Raw featured Daniel Bryan calling out the Authority for not putting him in the Royal Rumble match and also calling to their attention the Yes Movement. After a war of words and a face-off with Triple H, Daniel Bryan was attacked by the Shield. The floor was even when Sheamus and John Cena ran in for the save, and later on in the night, Sheamus, Cena, and Bryan all earned a spot in the World Title Elimination Chamber after they defeated the Shield by DQ in a qualifying match due to interference from the Wyatt family. Even though Bryan didn't win the Royal Rumble, he was still the most talked about guy when everything was said and done. Now that we've got a chance to see the follow-up, what did you all think about it?
Yeah, I always thought that Daniel Bryan should have gotten some kind of revenge on the Authority. I think that it's just the basics of storytelling. Daniel Bryan was the one that started the storyline, basically, and I think he should be the one to end it. So I was very happy with the segment. I didn't like the whole smiling thing. I think he was pulling a John Cena right there. I mean, he should have portrayed a little bit, should have showed some anger, but at this point, hey, whatever. People, it doesn't matter. Daniel Bryan can take a dump in the middle of the ring, and people are going to be chanting yes, and I probably would do it right with him. So, you know what? Hey. And yeah, I fulfilled my contractual obligations. I mentioned how I don't like wrestlers smiling. They really shouldn't be doing that. I always thought when I was a kid that I thought it was real. I always was under the impression that everybody tried to kill each other backstage. It should be like that these days. It shouldn't be buddies. But anyway, Triple H really ticked me off when he was talking about, oh, the crowd didn't get what they wanted. It's his job. At the same time, though, I have to imagine that there has to be a little bit of truth to that. I really don't think he cares that the crowd was chanting for Daniel Bryan and crapping on what they wanted to give us. They're completely out of touch, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I really like the segment from Daniel Bryan's side. I thought he took a step forward in his mic skills and his delivery and his character, really. I hated that they tried... Well, I mean... I shouldn't say I hate it because I can't think of what else they could have done. But they tried to spin all of Royal Rumble's backlash into heat for the Authority, which they know good and damn well that wasn't the plan. They fucked up at Royal Rumble, but I mean I guess it's the only thing you could do. So in order to try to advance the canon of WWE forward, that's what they needed to do. Outside of that, like I said, I loved it for Daniel Bryan, and yeah, good segment.
The segment was fine, but I'm starting to think maybe we were hoodwinked at the Royal Rumble into actually we're probably the biggest marks in the world for buying into this. Maybe that was the original storyline for Daniel Bryan. Where,
they are
oh my God, it was in
for that.
I don't think they are either, but it's like it's in the realm of possibility now, and I thought they did a good job of making me believe that on Monday at the very least. It might not be true, but I thought they did a nice enough job doing that for me. Triple H was fine on the mic. I don't know if he's a heel or a face. Well, I guess those don't exist anymore. But I don't know what, because 1 week he's trying to be all buddy with John Cena, the face, and now he's like, you guys didn't get what you want. Suck it, kind of thing. And I don't know where he's coming from. Really, what is Triple H's angle here? And I don't know. The match was also it was kind of a lackluster match too. I mean, Sheamus was fine. I think all of them were really fine. I don't know what it was. It didn't click with me. And it's just, I hope this goes somewhere good for Daniel Bryan. That's all I really got to hope for at this point. Because he's all we got now as indie guys. Well, I'm not really an indie guy, but without Punk, I guess I have to latch on to Daniel Bryan.
But Bryan was really all I cared for at the time anyway. I didn't care too much about Punk, but that's just me. This segment was alright. I still think WWE's still stuffed up, and this isn't them actually... This is them trying to like say it was their idea. Like this was definitely us. We definitely planned this, but they didn't. So hopefully, people still do what they're doing at the whole Daniel Bryan chance because we gotta tell them what we want because they obviously don't listen. And hopefully, this leads to something good for Daniel Bryan. Rather, he now go on to verse Triple H at WrestleMania. But the segment was good, stuff like that. But yeah, it was alright. Yeah, hopefully, it goes on to a little bit more Daniel Bryan stuff. Hopefully. He's in the Elimination Chamber now, isn't he? That's a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I don't see him winning, but hopefully he does something good there, or maybe they set up a storyline from there. But regardless, hopefully good stuff comes to Daniel Bryan, Triple H title, one or the other. Let's just not have him versus Sheamus because no one wants that.
I loved every single second of this opening segment, and I will admit it's weird though, the position that you're put in when you have a little perspective on a situation, because a moment like that would not have been possible had Daniel Bryan not been shut out of the Royal Rumble match. And I think the situation we're in right now, it's like you have to be given a reason to be pissed off to blow up in the way that Daniel Bryan did on Monday. Now, some would say that he already had enough reason to be pissed off as is. And I think that's the issue here with a lot of people. It's like, how much are you going to throw this guy's way before he gets that retribution? And what is that retribution going to be? Because that would have been a great moment for him to win that Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, hoist up that WWE World Heavyweight Champion of Undisputed Champions of the longest fucking name ever championship. That would have been great. But continuing on with that, the one failure of this story arc, it's been, while we clearly see that the Authority, they can exercise their power over Daniel Bryan to carry out threats and stuff like that, he's never actually been much of a threat to them. And that all changed thanks to the crowd at the Royal Rumble. And he's using all of that momentum that they created to fuel his fire. And while I don't agree with the methods, maybe the end justifies the means. Because if the take no shit Daniel Bryan that we saw on Monday is what we get as a result, then I am 100% all for it. And Triple H and Stephanie, they were amazing in this segment. Perfect antagonists. And Manny, I believe it was you talked about how this wasn't the plan all along and they were trying to act like it. I think this is one of those situations, you know, if you watch the Olympics or something like that and you have those gymnasts where they're going through their routine and all of a sudden they trip or fall or some shit like that, like some crazy shit goes on, but at the end they still stand up and put their arms in the air. They stuck their landing though. Like some shit may have popped off, but WWE, you stuck your landing, and I'll give you a few points on that, just a few. But yeah, I think Triple H, Stephanie, they were great, and Daniel Bryan, he actually matched wits with them on the mic, and I'd say that that's a tall order, knowing their style on the mic, but he definitely rise to the occasion. And the big thing that was holding me back from going all in, being like this super huge mark for Daniel Bryan, the two things were him being okay with being screwed over and him being shielded from the mic. Those two things have been addressed now, and I'm loving it. I really hope he continues with this going forward.
I just, from the perspective of, like, you say stuck the landing, there's, like, a little theater thing we know. Like, on stage, if you screw up, you don't let the audience know because they have no idea, so you just go with it kind of thing. This is kind of what the WWE's doing. If they screwed up, they just go with it. Like, okay, this is part of the story now. It's the smart thing to do, to cover your ass. And I'm glad Daniel Bryan's finally getting his chance now.
Yeah, because that was a big fuck up to just stick the landing.
But I mean, hey, it worked though. I really, really, really liked that segment. Like with the baby voice and everything, it was awesome.
It kind of annoyed me a little though, because I'm like, damn it, they made up for it.
Yeah, like I want to be pissed off at them.
Yeah,
but Stephanie, like, this is how I know Daniel Bryan is on the road to greatness. He may have his trip ups along the way, but just this one little instance, like if you ever doubted WWE seeing the greatness in Daniel Bryan, forget everything you ever heard. Just remember when Stephanie was like, you don't think all of these people came here to see you, do you? And the crowd went fucking nuts. She perfectly set him up for that moment, for the crowd to go crazy for him. So they see it, and I think that's the one thing that people really wanted from them, like just to acknowledge Daniel Bryan, and they did it on Monday. So we'll see where they go from here.
But it annoys me a little though, because if he goes to WrestleMania versus Triple H, it's going to be a good moment if he wins, but nothing is going to beat him getting the title in the main event of WrestleMania. Like, that is what the crowd want to see, but we're not going to get that anymore, I think.
I have to disagree.
All right.
Because Triple H is the guy holding him down, and him actually taking out the person holding him down would be a great moment for us fans too. Like, yeah, he finally beat the system.
Yeah, that's good and all. Like, I understand that, but can you imagine Daniel Bryan beating whoever he versus, Randy Orton, whatever, and then at the end of WrestleMania, those yes chants, him with those titles, like that moment itself would be better than the Triple H thing, in my opinion, anyway.
I
agree.
But you gotta think of it like this, man. Well, at least this is from my perspective. I kind of want to see Batista and Randy Orton fight each other in the main event for the title, just to see that train wreck, just so they can realize. It's like another thing too. They have to I want them to finally find out. It's like when you keep telling a kid not to do something, like not to touch a stove, and he keeps insisting on doing it. You gotta let the kid hurt himself so he realizes, oh, I should never have done that. So, and plus, it's just gonna be so amazing. That's gonna be something that's gonna be on Botchamania, something we'll be able to talk about for a while.
But saying that though, we're still gonna like not get that Daniel Bryan moment. Like, yeah, if he goes on and wins a title like Extreme Rules or something, it's still good. But nothing is going to defeat like him getting those titles at WrestleMania and stuff. Like, you can't wait a whole another year just to do it because you can, but I don't want to.
I'll just throw out there that just so happens Extreme Rules is in Danny Bryan's hometown.
Yep.
Well,
indoor arena.
He's from Aberdeen, Washington, but it's in Seattle, Washington. That's close enough.
Still good, but still it's not gonna beat WrestleMania for me.
See, I honestly don't know because I want to see Daniel Bryan beat the shit out of Triple H. I need to see that because, like I talked about, all of the stuff that Daniel Bryan has gone through, I think honestly right now, and the reason why I was feeling some type of way. Thank you.
I'm a smooth operator.
See the reason I was kind of pissed off that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Royal Rumble and headlining WrestleMania was because I thought that they abandoned the idea of him facing Triple H at WrestleMania. But I honestly believe that Daniel Bryan beating Triple H right now is more important than him winning the WWE Championship.
He needs to kick his... Honestly, no, don't even kick his face in. He needs to make Triple H tap out.
I agree. Tap out the best way.
Mm-hmm. You tapped out. That would be awesome.
You tapped out the night afterwards, and like him basically admitting you're better than me. And then plus, even though I wanted to see those yes chants, they're still going to do the yes chants. And plus, if he wins in his hometown and it's an indoor arena, the roof is going to explode. Indoor arenas are way better for that sound.
Just think of the cage match, but times that by 10 against Bray Wyatt. Just think of that. But it's going to be more than just that cage match on Raw. He's going to get a crazy reaction. And it is so tempting to make a Triple H nose joke right now, because it's right there. A yes lock, his nose. Just I can't make one, though.
Well, it looks